Okay, this is my finished fairy garden, and this is a large one. This I was inspired to do this one with this tree here. I got that tree for $1 at a yard sale, and I wanted to create something starting with the tree. And since it was kind of a big tree, I figured it was not going to work in a plant. So I went ahead and made it on this board. Actually, it's a piece of wood that looks like a shelf. And what I did is I sanded it and then I painted it. And then I started building after the tree. I put up the tree and I'll show you all the little details. Okay, now this tree, I started by putting pieces of moss. So I glued to give it color and so that it looks more realistic. And it also kind of looks like it's honeysuckle. Now, this one here was full of glue sticks. And I went through this whole batch of glue sticks. And I like how it came out. Now, the tree, I'll start with the top. It was like this with the green, just like this. And I really, really liked it. So I put the little frog inside. I don't think you could see it. But the frog inside is in there, and it has a snail on his head. And inside, there's enough for the little fairies to live in there too. And I started with some color. I put some purple and some pink. The green, this is already part of the tree that I purchased. It has the little garden angel that's taking care of the, watching over all the little fairies. And I have I made a tree, put the little tree house there, or the little bird house. And this was a cute set that I got, so I wanted to use the birdhouse. It has a bluebird inside, so I also put the little bird's nest on top of the tree. And then down here is a bird bath with another little bird on it. So there's a lot of pretty little birds that live here too. And there's already one of the little gnomes there, and he has a little bird in his hand and a mushroom on the side. And he's hanging out there. And here's another one. And in his hand he has like a little shovel because he's planting stuff. So I made the little hills, and I used a lot of little rocks. And the little welcome sign that has a butterfly. And the little snail with another butterfly in his back. And these are from my friend Clara. She sent me this set, and it's so cute. And I was so thankful to get those because I couldn't find them in our Dollar Tree, and she sent me those. So thank you, Clara, and this is what I made with them. Now, I always recycle everything. Since this is not a gift, at the end of the season, when I bring it inside, all these things come off and I'll reuse them. Whatever can be reused, I'll reuse them. And I always get the rocks and moss and grass and things like that at the Dollar Tree. So whenever I have those, I usually have stuff on hand. And so let's come over here and see what the rest looks like. Here's the pathway I made to go inside of the tree. So I made a rock path, and they can go in the tree because there's a lot of room for them to live in there. And then I used these really pretty, they're flower stepping stones. So I added those on there. And I just made some little pathway with some green. Oh, this one, I'll need to re-glue that. Or I didn't think I glued that one. Okay. So this is the path here. And then over here by the bird bath, this here is like their little bonfire. This is where they can make a bonfire in the evening, or to roast marshmallows, and just a real fun, to do fire. And the little bird house. Then one of the succulent plants, now none of these plants are real, they're all, from the Dollar Tree. So this is a succulent plant, and it looks like a palm tree. So I set that up on the side there, and I made a little rock circle there. And then here's the little house. And it has the sign that says Ferry Crossing, and this was part of the package that my sweet friend Clara sent me. So that was the ones I couldn't find. So I was so happy to get those. So you bet I'm going to be reusing those. I'll come with that one. And also this one here, this little bird and flowers, and it's on top of a beautiful, beautiful old-fashioned antique water, like a water hose. And then I just used this piece here to make it look more tropical here on this side as another little tree, and I made like on the side there, and I added some color there and added that tree, and then the white picket fence. And all these are like little sets that I get at Michael's, and when I get them, they're on clearance, on 50% off or more, Dollar Tree stuff, and I just keep them and then I reuse them. And so that has the little white picket fence and their little house, and then that's how it looks inside their little yard. And then you come over here, and they have a little motorcycle. They use a little motorcycle. And this is the first time I use that. And then once they come back, they can come over here to their patio set, and they have two little like wine glasses, and they have their little bottle of cider there, and that little bowl looks like a watermelon, so they could keep their fresh fruit in there. Then on this side here is a little bridge that they can walk across the little bridge, and there's a little bluebird. And this came with a set that I got at the antique shop, in the little house. It was just so cute, and I wanted to use it, so I just glued it on there. And this was it was a 3-piece set, which came with this birdhouse and some flowers, a little flower vase that I didn't use in this project. But this is what it looks like. So I thought that would be cute, nice little touch there. Then there's a little bit of sandbox there. And then there's a dog. They have their little dog there. Then you come over here, and here's the bench. And they've got some grass patch and flowers. There's a butterfly on the bench. You come over here, and there's a gorgeous little turtle. And the turtle has a butterfly on his back. And everywhere you look, there's stepping stones. And here's a really fun part here. I made a little beach. So over here is the sand castle. The sand castle that the kids made. This is part of the set that I made my tropical beach a couple years ago, and I didn't make one last year. So of course these, again, they get repurposed, because these are the ones that I bought at Michael's. And then they have their beach ball and their pail, and then it is rounded off with the rocks, so it's separate. And then there's the sand for the beach, and then some little moss to try to make it as realistic. And then the blue rocks, it represents water. Now they do sell like the round water, and whenever I find that on sale, I'll get that. But for now, this is what I used. I had these blue rocks, so I just figured the sand in the middle, so we'll just pretend that's a little pool or a pool of water, okay? And I use this little sand toys. So this is what it looks like finished, the little fairy garden. So yeah, that took a couple hours and that was a lot of fun. My first one of the year, and it has a lot of little details, and I could keep adding details to this, but it goes outside, so I'm just gonna stop here because I do want to make a fairy garden with some real plants. It's gonna be simple. I'm gonna make my beach, so this will be kind of go into the in the garden in the middle of it. So that's what this looks like. And I was inspired to do this with this one tree that I saw at the yard sale. The minute I saw it, I pictured this. And I love it. I love it, love it. And then the pathway. And just little things that I get here and there. I go through my stuff. Made a little yard there. Pathway. Stepping stones. Bird bath. Bird house. Bird nest. Palm tree. White picket fence. Little house. Sign. And I love that little water. That little water hose is just, I love it. That's the antique kind there. And just added the palm on the side. Just cut that out on one of the, actually I cut this out from the little purple plants from the Dollar Tree because you could just cut them. And then I love that on the side there they have their little patio set for their refreshments. They have their motor scooter when they want to go out. And their little bridge and the hat when they're gardening. They have their little dog Fido. Their little bench to rest. Their little critters. And then they could play in the water and make a sandcastle. So that's my project for the day. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like it. And this is what I love to do. I know it's not perfect at all, but I just love it. And so tomorrow I will find a place to put it outside. I don't think I'll add anything else to it because I do want to make another one with real plants. This is just something I wanted to do with what I had. So, yep. Cute. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed day.